This is a wrestling content. I'm back. I'm back. So let's get into the Smackdown. Let's lay some commentary on the Smackdown asses because you guys are lying. You lied to me. Now let's get into it. This is the Wrestling Constant channel. Yes, I've been away from you for a little bit. Yes, I'm still honeymooning it up. I'm catching up. Yes, I did watch SmackDown, and I realized as a UK, even though I can get the UK Netflix, I didn't realize you can get SmackDown. I was like, okay, Netflix, okay, I don't have to get it from nefarious places. So, anyways, let's get into it. Right, Paul Heyman and his promo. Let's go and review. There's Cody, there's Kevin, there's the bloodline interference. I don't know why Paul Heyman was there. I was just trying to understand. We know that Roman Reigns it's not going to be there. Why? Whenever I'm trying to analyze each segment, I'm trying to say, why is this important to the audience? Why do we need to see Paul Heyman again? Why do we see Cody and Kevin and the bloodline interference again? How does this move the story on from the tribal chief, from Roman Reigns winning from the Netflix Raw before? It served no purpose. It shouldn't be there. That could have been cut out. Now I understand that there must be a quota, because I think merch and the popularity of the bloodline is still go strong, even though it's so many years deep in, where I feel like Triple H is like, well, bloodline is popular. We don't have any bigger stars. We don't have the bigger storylines that people are interested in. It feels like NWO. You just have to make the whole world, the whole WWE universe, centered around the bloodline. Because Triple H, in a year, since we went last year around January time, haven't been able to build good stars and storylines. To be fair, the only good storyline that people would say, which people were interested, was around summertime, was the love triangle of Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Dominic Mysterio. And again, the feud of the year of 2024 was CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Those are probably two interesting, but they're not new stars, are they? They're not new stars. But anyway, as I digress, predictable, boring, open segment served no purpose. We move on to the Chelsea Green, Mitchin, Piper Niven kind of thing for the 30 millionth time. Rematch point 2. We know that Mitchin is not going to be over. I don't hate using the word jobber, but she is becoming number one jobber. I really feel it for Mitchin because she is I've been seeing her for years in different promotions. Watching the Mayon Classic, she puts on great matches technically. I think she's going to be like the new Naomi, like very dependable, like the utility player. Helps everyone looks amazing, make it look them $1 million, but she's never get her due. And I know Chelsea Green is over, but how are we gonna make sure Chelsea Green has a good match? Who she's gonna who is she gonna feud with? Who? Come on now. I think if there's a transfer window open, I know the US title stays on SmackDown. She could have interesting feuds with the PFC faction. That would have been cool. But we're in the world of the in-betweeners, of where Chelsea Green is supposed to be a heel, but not really. And, who does she face? Because obviously you guys don't care about Minchin. I do, the minority. You don't care about her. So who does Chelsea got to face? What happened to Blair Davenport? What happened to her? Is she injured? What happened to her? She should be feuding with her. Or even turn on Piper Niven. And I keep on saying it, Piper Niven is too good to be Chelsea Green's sidekick. And I don't know why this big, voluptuous woman is just being seen on the sidelines and playing second fiddle to Chelsea Green when she's a badass in the ring. But they don't show it. Then we have this tag team backstage kerfuffle with Pretty Deadly, Legado del Fantasma, No Gaza, Motor City, Machine Guns, A Town, Down Under, Nick Aldis, chap 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 chap. I'm glad that in a 3 hour SmackDown we're putting light on the tag team division, but where are the Street Profits? Street Profit is our minus are down. I don't know, man. Street Profits are disrespected. Most one of the disrespected tag teams. I'm telling you. No matter how much you raise the fist, no matter how much pyros you give these people, these tag teams are not stars. Remember when the tag team division meant something, around like the Dudleys and the Hardys and Edge and Christian? Remember when it meant something? Remember it meant something when Sheamus and Cesaro did stuff. Remember tag team meant something with Tyson Kidd. Remember when tag team used to be really good? Jesus, I don't even have much to say. I'm really struggling to talk about the tag team division in SmackDown. Anyway, LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura match with the rematch, and Jacob Fatu and Tangaloa interfere. Just for vibes. Jay Uso and Cody come into and want a match. Not Jay, sorry, Jimmy Uso come in. And it just feels like, does the US Championship, the men one, does it matter? It doesn't feel like it matters, does it? It doesn't matter at all. I think they're doing a huge injustice to LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, a huge injustice to them. I feel like they're top stars and they could go for the World Championship, both of them. I think the US title's beneath them. I think it should go. I think Austin Theory, and the Australian, what's his name, Grayson Waller should be US champions. It's really for the undercards, to be honest. Here we go. It just feels like the US Championship doesn't matter. The hierarchy of the WWE, because back in the day, it used to be the US Championship. That signals that someone's in line for the Intercontinental Championship. And then it goes to the World Championship. And then, tag team is whatever. Anyhow, A-Town Under it's just getting jobbed out. And they have more presence. And I think they're better, entertainers, better than Motor City Machine Guns. Anyway, backstage, DIY Pretty Deadly. Johnny Gargano, I keep saying I love his vlogs about his family and stuff like that. I found that more entertaining than DIY as the tag team champions. Johnny Gargano didn't even know Pretty Deadly's names. That's how much they think about Pretty Deadly, and he messed up in his promo. I think they could do stuff with Pretty Deadly. I think Pretty Deadly could be very entertaining, but we're not seeing it. You can have comedy tag team wrestlers, comedy heels, but you have to give them the light. The best, tag team comedy heels was the Mizdow and Miz, when Miz was the Hollywood heel. Apollo Crews, the snitch, the narrator, the guy just appears, the Houdini. What are we going to do with Apollo Crews? Wasn't a couple years ago he was IC champion and had a good gimmick. What are we going to do about Apollo Crews? Come on, tell me in the comments. What should we do? Should he be fired or not? Because they're not using him. What's happening? It's just upsetting. We've got a talented wrestler. Could be US champion. I think he could have a good feud with LA Knight, but then again, they're both faces, aren't they? Or just turn up I think you could have Apollo as a heel. Why not? Use him. Don't just let him just wither until his contract expires. Then we get to the TV time. TV time, Stratton. Nia Jax, Bailey, and Naomi, Bianca Belair. All that kind of melee. This is why I can understand why some of the wrestling critics and sometimes the wrestling fans, who are mostly male, say women's wrestling is poo. Now, I usually defend it, say, no, you guys are sexist, you just see them as sexual objects, yada 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 yada. But now, I'm like, if you're booking the women like this, it doesn't make no sense. It really upsets me. I know what Triple H is doing. He's like, let me see how much women I can fit in. We've had remix after remix of these women fighting with no proper storyline. The only storyline is Jade, and I can't wait for Naomi to turn heel, and hopefully that's a WrestleMania payoff, or a Royal Rumble at least. I don't know what Triple H is doing booking these women like that. You're just devaluing everything what they've done. And Nia's championship right now, I thought this Nia Jax championship was decent. Tiffy, I don't know what. Could you explain what Tiffy time is, please? What is it? What are we looking forward to? Now, she's another in-betweener like Chelsea Green, where people like her, but what is she doing? We like her, but what is she doing? What's her character? She sounds like she's in a pantomime, like, this is what she was narrating. We've watched you have a remix for the last kind of X amount of months doing nothing. Was it, when did you get money back bank? Is it May, June? So that's 6-7 months of doing nothing with money in the bank suitcase, being a silly lackey, and you're narrating to the audience, thinking, patronising me. I don't know what's happened. When they've probably just done a package, a replay of showing everything what's done. So I thought that was just stupid. Whoever's writing the women's promos or looking after the women's division or producing should get shot or fired because they ruin it. And I'm going to talk about in my next review of Raw. I'm just like, they are not giving the women good material. Unless you're telling me that WWE says, here's a blank page Tiffy, here's a blank page Nia, here's a blank page Naomi. Write what you want, write whatever promo you want, which I doubt it because it's live TV. It's absolutely appalling what the words are given. Like, you have AI. AI can write a better promo and script for these ladies, and you're just taking the P. And I don't like how they're trying to make Tiffy trying to be like a carbon copy of Rhea Ripley, making her look super strong when she's not. It doesn't make sense. And also, it didn't make sense to have three baby faces and a heel in a match. And Bailey pinning Naomi is a sign of disrespect to Naomi of getting pinned. Why is the champion, tag team champion, or fake tag team champion, getting pinned by Bailey? Wouldn't it make sense for Nia to get pinned as the heel? Doesn't make sense. Anyway, Carmelo Hayes, Jimmy Uso's backstage, blah blah blah. Carmelo Hayes just tries to get over his gimmick, but it's not working. Anyway, Bailey's number one contender. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Jacob, Fatu, and Tangalonger. I like the walking promo. You know, I thought that was quite authentic. Jacob is a star. You know, I could see World Heavyweight Championship hopefully this year or next year. And then we go over. I didn't like this in the match of the main event with Cody Rhodes, Jimmy Uso. Then Cody Rhodes loses focus. He forgets he's the most selfish, silliest side quest wrestler. When he loses focus, he sees Kevin. Kevin's on site. He's very selfish. Leaves Jimmy Uso to get beaten by the new bloodline, and Jimmy loses the match. And then it ends up like Cody and Kevin just sprawled on a table. No summary. This is 3 hours of precious programming, precious time, real estate. Nothing has changed. Netflix era, whatever era, nothing has changed. I was being optimistic. People say be optimistic, and I was. And nothing happened. It's boring. Nothing's happened. Why do I keep on watching it? Because I had hope. And I'm waiting till WrestleMania, and then I can decide should I still carry on watching on wrestling. I gave it a chance. I gave it to Netflix Live, and nothing has changed. It looks bleak. I think we're going into a dark, dark era. Usually the WrestleMania season kickoff from Survivor Series looks hot traditionally, and obviously tradition doesn't matter. So in all, giving this a 2 out of 10. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like SmackDown, or am I being too harsh, or whatever it is. But that's what it is, because the wrestling conscience said so. Over and out.